What's up, GTI? Welcome back for our fall semester. I hope it's going well for you so far.
First up, we have two announcements from GTI Friends. First of all, they are starting up a friendship program, which is a cultural exchange between E-Track and J-Track students to help them get to know each other a little bit better. If you think you'd be interested in that, apply by 6 o'clock on Friday, September 25th to the email you see on this flyer.
Also, GTI Friends has an event coming up next week. On Monday, September 28th from 5:10 to 6:10 p.m., come join us to celebrate International Day of Peace this month and make new friends and play a game. To join, here's the Zoom code, or you can scan the QR code below.
Our first video is an interview with a new intern for the English Plaza. Her name is Bree.
Linh Nguyễn, and since it's a really common name in Vietnam, so I go by Bree. Right now, I'm a second year first semester in business economics, and I'm from Hanoi, Vietnam. I really like to game. I play a lot of games, and also I really love music. Even though I don't have a piano right now, I used to play a lot. I like classical, I like pop, I really like jazz. I really like to listen to live jazz. When I first landed on Japan, the first thing I realized is that everything looks so beautiful. It looks just like on screen. And it feels like my eyes just automatically have this filter that makes everything look so good. Favorite thing about being a college student would be meeting new friends, and they are really open-minded in TIU. You don't have to be afraid to show your true color to people. To work in Japan, if possible, gain more experience, and then eventually come back to my home country, create my own media company, and take care of my parents.
Welcome to the English Plaza, Bree.
Hey, have you guys seen the news about those fires in California? It's really getting out of hand.
Okay, the phrase of the week this week is get out of hand. We use this phrase when something, like a situation or a group of people, is becoming or has already become difficult or impossible to control. We often use this phrase in the past tense as got out of hand when we're telling a story, or in the present continuous tense as getting out of hand if something is just starting to become difficult to control. So, you might hear something like, I think his spending on video games is getting out of hand. Last month, he spent 100,000 yen on video games. It sounds like he might not have control of his spending, so we can say it's getting out of hand. Or also, the police were standing nearby if the protest got out of hand, but it stayed peaceful the whole time. In this situation, the police are waiting to see if people start to behave badly or get out of their control, but they didn't. And one more this week, the teacher had to bring the principal into class because the students were getting out of hand. In this case, the teacher was not able to control the behavior of the students, so they needed to get some extra help from the principal. So, the next time you see something that is becoming difficult or impossible to control, you can say that it is getting out of hand. See you next time on Phrase of the Week.
You know, I think my coffee habit is getting out of hand. I drank 5 cups this morning.
Wow, I don't even know how to make coffee.
Well, I have good news for you. We just started a new segment called GTI Kitchen, and in this episode, I show you how to make cold brew coffee.
Ooh.
welcome to our very first episode of GTI Kitchen, where we'll show you how to make some of our favorite things. This week I'm going to show you how to make cold brew coffee. Now, cold brew coffee is a little different from iced coffee. Iced coffee is still made with hot water, just like you would make normal coffee, and then cooled down. But cold brew coffee is actually made with cold water, and the process takes a little bit longer. One advantage of cold brew coffee is that it's not as bitter, it's less acidic, and it has more caffeine. To make cold brew coffee, you need a few things. First, you need dark roast coffee beans, 72 grams, filtered water, which you can get at your local grocery store, and a large glass jar. So you'll want to measure your coffee beans using a kitchen scale. You can see I have 73, 71, 73 is okay, as long as it's around 72 grams. The next step is to grind your coffee beans. So here I have an electric coffee grinder. You can also use a hand mill. Now my coffee grinder is a little small, so I'm going to have to do this twice. Now when you grind the beans, you want it to be a little bit coarse, so not too fine, but still a little bit big and chunky. So after you grind the coffee beans, you want to simply put it in the glass jar. And the next step is to add your filtered water. So you'll be adding about 2 liters. This jar is a 2-liter jar, so I'm just going to fill it to the top. You can use water that is room temperature or cold. Do not use hot water though. And another important step is that you have to stir the beans. This is to make sure that all of the coffee beans get nice and wet and that that coffee flavor gets throughout all the water. So once you've stirred it, put the lid on it. It's nice and tight. And then we're just going to put this in the fridge for 24 hours. So this will be ready tomorrow. So after you've had your cold brew coffee in the fridge for 24 hours, there's only one step left, and that is to strain the coffee beans out of the coffee. You can use a cheesecloth or a fine mesh colander, but I actually like to use a French press. I think it's a lot easier. So I'm just going to pour the coffee in here and then use this to strain out the coffee beans. So once you've strained all the coffee beans out, your cold brew coffee is ready to drink. So just pour it over some ice. And you can drink it black, or if you like, you can add milk, or I actually like to add coconut or almond milk. And then all that's left to do is enjoy.
Well, that's all we have time for this week.
And if you're interested in the GTI Friends exchange program, don't forget to sign up by Friday at 6 o'clock.
And on Monday, don't forget the GTI Friends event starting at 5:10. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.